Well, first off, thank you so much for taking the interview. Let's just get it out on the table. How are you feeling right now?
Not feeling anything actually. I think after these losses, in a sense, kind of feel them after. I think in the moment, all you can really do is like reflect, and I think they played good. I think some of our stuff got antied, and that's like our fault. And I tried to find solutions and stuff, but it's just one of those games where it really didn't feel like it was our way, and a lot of things we were doing wasn't correct. So I'm just not really feeling anything.
Mm. Yeah, it was quite a dominant match by them. How was it like the prep? Did you did you notice things that went wrong in the game? Like, what do you think we're missing from you guys?
I think start at the top then because we lost to EG, so we had 2 days since that game, the Sunday, and we played Wednesday, so we had 2 days of prep in a sense. The first day we kind of let the coaches kind of do their thing and prep for the games, and Tuesday, the day before our game, we kind of got ready for the game, but it was very minimal time compared to other teams that we've had prep on. I think they gave us a curveball with the Lotus. I think that's their permanent ban, so it was a little shocking, I guess, for us. But we were comfortable because we got the other two maps that we were very comfortable on. But I think Lotus just didn't go our way, and we made a lot of mistakes and kind of snowballed into the other game. But also, I think they played really good on Breeze. I think they antied how we kind of played and push pulled really well on attack and kind of I wouldn't say got lucky, but like I think they had a lot of collateral kills throughout the series, but it was just one of those things where I feel like they were really sharp, they were shooting really hard, and we were not really matching that pace.
How is the talk now in the team? You've had like a couple of minutes with each other after the
Yeah.
game. How are the boys?
Sad of course. I think in a room full of like sad, kind of like grieving, there's always humor that can line up people, you know. So I think people are joking around a little, so it is refreshing, but definitely can see in people's faces and their true emotions is that they are devastated because some of those people it's their first time really losing like this in a sense where their year is over and it's not like there's something next, you know, especially with next year how everything's up in the air. So I think there's just a lot of uncertainty.
I have a kind of a hard question for you to answer, maybe, but I wanted to hear your thought about it because there's like C9 has always like been a playoff team. You've always
Mhm.
done really like well in the Americas League, but has like that threshold of going to international events has just not been able to be passed. I wanted to hear
Mhm.
your like view on it, and why that is, or how it like is that something you've discussed in the team? Like, how can we take it to the next step, or like, what's missing for that?
I think there's a lot of factors to be honest. I think it doesn't help that we've had a lot of roster changes within the year and it showed a lot of aggression. But I think as people, we all have that goal to make internationals, et cetera, et cetera. But it's hard to kind of play as a team and share the same like ideals when everyone comes from different backgrounds and comes from different teams with such limited time where people have certain ways of playing and it's hard to incorporate all of that, especially with like when I came back, it's not ideal that I'm playing with technically two new players with Fireball and Jack, and they kind of played their way in tier two. And I think it's shown at the start of the season where they weren't playing as great, and you got to make adjustments. Think also C9 as a whole is just I'm not entirely sure like why, you know. I think maybe it's unfortunate, maybe it's unlucky, but um we come in every day trying our best and sometimes the results aren't there. Maybe it's as a collective we just don't work greatest together, or maybe it's just um everything in a sense. I can't really give you the full answer on why we haven't really qualified, yeah.
Yeah,
Even prior rosters without me in like 2023, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah, I get that. I also wanted to talk a bit about you coming back, because let's start at the beginning when you back in stage one decided to step back from competitive. what kind of motivated you to do that, and how has it been in the VCL? Because you were a bit playing there as well.
Yeah. I left on my own accords. I gave the team like time for them to find a replacement because I didn't want to just leave like just because I wanted to leave, you know, like I still care for the guys. So I told them like take as much time as you guys need, but this is a decision I kind of want to take for myself. I wasn't really happy or like mentally in a great place with the game in a sense. I just wasn't really appreciative of how things were going inside and outside of the game. And I felt like a lot of the work I was putting in just didn't really get seen in a sense, I guess. And I think the results showed also where like it didn't feel like a good place for me. So I took a step back, and I think after maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I kind of was just relaxing. I wasn't really doing anything I planned not to play at all, just kind of recuperate myself for next year. But my friend that I've known for a few years asked me if I was interested in just playing tier two. We weren't going to really practice. It kind of just let me playing. And for me, my perspective, I was like, I'm still playing the game. I still like Valorant. I just didn't really like the kind of the environment or like the things that were happening during that time in C9. So I was like, maybe this is still good for me. And it shows, and it kind of shows other teams and other people, I still want to compete, you know? Like, I think just playing in tier two shows um, my drive, I guess, like shows I still care about the game and I still want to compete next year. So I was like, oh, sure. Like, I think it could still be a good look. I think once I did it, maybe I regretted it a little bit because I think people were like, um, I'm doing it out of like certain other like factors, which isn't true really. I thought it'd be good for myself and playing with friends, you know, not really putting as much hours as a real team, but being able to play as a team and just having fun with people I know. After that, the C9, some of the C9 people messaged me, but there's one day they hit me up and they're like, "We're probably doing a roster change. We're wondering if you're really interested in coming back." And I think I said in other interviews, but I do feel like nostalgic or towards Francis and Jordan a lot, and I do feel like I kind of not blundered, but like I messed up their year in a sense by leaving, kind of hitting a effect with other people leaving. So I did feel really bad. So when they did ask me and they were in a tough spot, I was like, it's the right thing to do. You know, I put them in a bad spot and they're asking me to rejoin and feel like I should do it because it's something I care about the guys and I do want to see them succeed. So I decided to come back kind of after everything happened. And from there, we kind of just started working again.
Do you still feel guilty about that? Like, I'm guessing it's not an easy choice, like taking a step back and leaving the team.
Yeah, I definitely regret it a little bit because of how everything ended. I kind of ended up in the same spot, but you learn. I think you learn in life. You find do mistakes sometimes, and I think, in a sense, in the moment, I did feel like I wanted to leave and everything. But I think coming back, I mentioned like redeeming myself, but I think it was just more doing it for the team. It's not always about yourself when you're in a team, and you gotta work through the hardship and you gotta push through. And I think coming back kind of shows that I do have that in a sense. I do want to like joining a team is more than just yourself, and you should not be like selfish, but like or you can be selfless within the team and kind of work hard in towards that common goal. I think that's what kind of drove me back.
Mm. But also, like, you obviously left for a reason, and there is a lot of like mental health talk in the esports community right now. Do you like have a different mindset, or um coming into it, like not putting as much pressure, or is it the workload? Has something changed?
Um, I think it's everything. I think just esports is hard in general, especially when you don't really get the results you want. But I think for me, I realized in a sense that not everything is going to go your way in life, and sometimes the hardest battle is you just got to keep pushing through. And at the end of the day, I do want to win. I do want to accomplish my goals that I set out for. And it's not great when you kind of take a step back and even if you see other teams win, lose, whatever, it's you're part of something bigger than yourself, and you should treat it that way. Where you have people surrounding you and you have supporting casts in a sense where I did feel a certain way and I didn't appreciate certain things. I should have spoken up more or asked for a break within the team, but in a sense where like, can we not practice for this week? I'm not feeling great, and I think this could help me long term. But the way I see not esports, but during the time, it's like it's just a grind. You want to win, you don't get results, and there's no time to waste. But sometimes in the long run, you got to watch out for yourself, and you got to make sure that you're at the best, just so you can do for the other guys. And I think it was just a kind of a learning process with her after the time in C9 and coming back, but also in my time in tier two, I think I learned a lot. And especially in tier two, I think I learned a lot about being more self selfless and trying to make sure the team, like putting the team above myself. I think coming back, I haven't been playing as great um like I've been seen before, but I think I've been putting a lot of work within the other guys, making sure they're comfortable because it is their first time playing, and I think not everyone can be a superstar. So sometimes you gotta take a step back to make sure you can win and close out games instead of just always looking good. You know what I mean?
Last question. Future for you. You've been back now for a few weeks. Are you aiming for a full season 2027?
Yeah, I still want to compete. I still really haven't achieved the goals I wanted to. Especially coming into franchise, and I've seen a lot of my peers succeed with the old MXS core with Mata, Brock. They into internationals, they won champs together, you know. And I think for me, I played side by them. I've experienced how they played, and I also think I'm also at that level in a sense. But I think a lot of bumps have happened in my career compared to theirs. But I think I still want to achieve what I want, and I'm going to try to chase for it in 2027. So I'm not going to stop competing, and I think I still have a lot to express in the server, and I think I can show a lot with my experience in a sense where I've lost a lot, but I've also learned a lot. So there's a positive. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I'm gonna let you go now.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.